back to the Maelstrom, ladies and gentlemen. We have another Warhammer 40k battle report for you today. 2,000 points, Dark Eldar versus Khorne Demons. We're doing the Battle of Arenam once more. In this one, the Dark Eldar have retreated into defensive positions to lick their wounds and get set up for another offensive. And while they are here, the Khorne Demons have launched another assault. So the Dark Eldar will be defending this position. It is kill points. His deployment bubble is a 24-inch square in his edge of the board. And then the Khorne Demons will be deploying 6 inches on either short board edge and 12 inches in from here. Reserves for the Demons start coming in on turn 1 on a 4+, and the enemies start coming in on a 5+. The Dark Eldars are 5+ since they're on like a surprise attack reserve. As always, we'll have links in the description to the mission and also to WorldWar40k.com. We would appreciate it if you guys would get involved with that. It is a free international campaign community, and we would like to see as many of you involved in that as possible. So we're going to get things started. We're going to let Josh walk down his army here. He's got everything deployed already. We're going to go down that, then we'll be back with the Demons.
So my HQ is an Archon with a power sword and haywire grenades, and he's wearing the armor of misery. He is mounted in a raider with 9 witches. Then for my remainder of my troops, I have 4 squads of 10 warriors. They are spread out in the buildings around the entire length of the army. They also have a raider that has enhanced ether cells for each squad. The squads themselves are 10-man strong with a shredder. Then for my fast attacks, I have a squad of 9 Hellions with a Heliarch with a stun claw, and they are mounted inside of that building. Then I have a squad of 5 Scourges with a Solarite with a Venom Pistol and a Venom Blade and a Splinter Pistol, and a squad of 6 Reaver Jet Bikes with 2 Blasters. And then filling out my heavy slots, I have 3 identical Ravagers with 3 Dark Lances. And my sole elite is a 10-man squad of Racks in a Raider with enhanced ether cells that has 2 Ossifactors.
Alrighty, so that's the Dark Eldar. We will be right back with the Demons. Next up we have the Khorne Demons. We are running a demonic incursion. So for our main, we have a murder horde, obviously. That is started off with 4 squads of 6 flesh hounds. We're using the Puppets War guys, obviously. Finally got everything painted. Still have a few details here and there to work out, but the army is, for the most part, done. They are backed up by 3 squads of Bloodletters with a banner of blood, an instrument in each squad, 3 of them identical. And then we have Skulltaker leading the expedition. He is on a Juggernaut. He has 5 Blood Crushers with him that have a banner of blood and an instrument as well. They also have a Blood Hunter, and for his lesser reward, he rolled a Strength 5 AP 5 Armor Bane Flamethrower. Backing that up, our auxiliary detachment is a Skull Cannon Battery at Gore Thunder Artillery Battery. We have the Blood Throne. He has Locus of Wrath. And for his greater reward, he rolled +1 wound and it will not die. He is, of course, carrying around, he's the tax for these 3 guys, 3 skull cannons. And then to finish the list out, we have a Demon Lord, Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage. He rolled the Strength 8 AP 4 Soul Blaze shot, reroll invulnerable saves, and +1 wound and it will not die. So we're focusing on resiliency today, it seems. But that's the army. We will be right back following deployment. Alright, that's got deployment complete. The Demons dropped their Gore Thunder battery here. On this flank we have 2 squads of Hounds and the Bloodthirster. And then on the opposite flank we have 2 squads of Hounds and the Crushers led by Skulltaker. We have the 3 squads of Bloodletters in reserve since they do arrive on turn 1 for the attackers because of surprise attack. So on a 4+ they will show up. The Dark Eldar have deigned not to seize, so we will get started. We will be back after the Khorne Demon. Turn 1 for the Demons rolls to an end, made several critical charges. We started the turn off with some movement, rolled for the 3 Bloodletter squads, and none of them showed up. They all failed their reserve rolls. We moved in on both flanks. Down here we brought in the Dogs and the Bloodletters, or the Blood Crushers rather. Over here, repositioned these guys. And then here everybody moved up to try to get charges. To start things off in the shooting phase, we rolled Nurgle's Rot. Again, on the Warlord trait. I think the Chaos Gods are telling me that I've got my patronage wrong. But we did not score any hits with Glorious Rot. In the shooting phase, these guys fired their cannons downrange at the Ravager. And the Raider, we managed 1 whole point on the Raider. And then on the Ravager, we scored 2 hits that pinned, but one caused a immobilized, and one shook the Ravager. And then we stunned the Lord's Ride with the hit on it. It wasn't a Glancer. I misspoke there. Next up, we fired the Bloodthirsters, Strength 8 AP4, and knocked the point out of this building. We'll get back to what happened to the rest of the building after that. Then down here, the Strength 5 AP5 Flamer. We fired it at the building across the Raider. The armor vein shot destroyed the Raider and exploded it. And then one of the guys inside was killed by the no escape rule, but we couldn't get any hits to stick to the building. Assault phase. We had these hounds move in. They exploded this Raider, caused 6 wounds total, 1 to the Crushers and 5 to the dogs. The Crusher rolled a 5. The 5 dogs all rolled 6s. It's one of those games for the invul saves. The light switch is on. These guys charged in, exploded this Raider, and took 1 wound. 1 Reaver was killed by each exploding Raider, but they did pass their morale check. We got in here with the Skull Throne, rolled a 10 for our charge range. We killed 1 guy on Hammer of Wrath and 2 guys in melee. The others stuck though. They have decided they're not done yet. They're going to hang out and fight. I did punch 1 hole in me, but I did not grow it back. These hounds charged in, blew this Raider up. And then one of the guys died and 1 took a wound in the explosion. This building obviously got hit by a destroyer axe. It was cut to pieces. On the 4d6 hits, we scored 12 hits, 10 wounds, and killed 8 of the 10 guys. They failed their pinning check, but they did not fall back off the table. So the Dark Eldar are ready to take their turn. Their electric fence of empty Raiders has been breached, and they're getting ready to pour some hurt back at me. We will be back as they begin their first turn. Turn 1 comes to an end. They had a fairly productive shooting phase. Everybody jumped out, moved in this direction. Everything shot the Bloodthirster. He survived all the Ravagers, made 1 Dark Blessing, reroll after another. Everything bounced off. Most of the poison bounced off. And then finally, this squad of warriors back here got 6 hits, 5 wounds, and he failed 4 of the armor saves and went down. The Chariot here cleared his kill and stepped out into the open here from the Scourges. And down here, the Reaver jet bikes moved over, fired, and killed the flamethrower out of this squad. He's tired of that garbage going in through the window. And then made his Eldar jet bike move and jumped over my guys back into here. So, that is the end of Dark Eldar turn 1. Demon response is coming up. See if we can get some Bloodletters and keep this bloodshed flowing. To make things a little more visible, we're going to go ahead and break down the movement and shooting phase before we move on to the assault phase. Obviously, all the Bloodletters came in. They have made their run moves and spread out here. I'll give you 12 guesses what I rolled on the Warp Storm table, but you're only going to need 1. It was Rot, Glorious Rot. It did score a hit on the witches and killed 2 of them, I think. Something like that. The Skull Cannons, however, did their business. Knocked out the Raider with an explosion that killed some guys. Scored 12 or 13 hits on the Hellions. Destroyed all of them. And the rest of the witches went down when the vehicle exploded, right? Yeah, the vehicle exploded, wounded all 6 of them. Killed all the witches and wounded the Archon. Also clipped the Ravager with one of the shots and blew it up. So just an absolutely glorious shot there from the Skull Cannons. That did open the way for the boss here to make his charge against this squad. 4 of them also died in the explosion. I don't know what that vehicle was carrying, but it was definitely flammable. The Archon did, or the Herald rather, did make his charge into there. Down here, the Crushers locked up the racks, and the dogs locked up their Raider. And then the last squad of Fleshhounds made an assault here. Like I said, the Bloodletters all showed up and just spread out here waiting to see if a bunker vacancy becomes available. This town is full right now. It's at capacity. We're going to see if we can make some room. That is the end of the shooting phase. We're going to work this assault phase. We will be back with the casualties from that and then move into the Dark Eldar Demon assault phase. The Dark Eldar are going to go ahead and call it an early game there. They still hold 4 bunkers. I haven't been able to occupy these yet, but the charge through here destroyed that squad. The Hammer of Wrath off of the Chariot killed everybody there. The Archon obviously went down here. He just had his ghost plate, so he went down to the hits there. Down here we destroyed the Raider with an explosion with the Hounds, and the Skulltaker and his guys wiped out the racks. And then the bikes were destroyed here. Barely, but they were wiped out, preventing him from shooting down here for Linebreaker. So as it stands right now, he controls 4 bunkers, which gives him 12 points. And he destroyed my Bloodthirster and scored a point there. which gives it for the kill points. That gives him 14. And then I destroyed 1 bunker, which gives me 3. I killed his warlord, scored line breaker, and scored first blood, which gives me 6, and then destroyed 12 units, which gives me 18. So at that point, the game will be 18 to 14. The Dark Eldar just don't have a way to keep me from taking these 2 bunkers away at this point. We will have after-action reviews and army lists at the blog as always. Give us a like on Facebook and a subscription here on YouTube. That's the best way to catch up with our content as it comes out. Also, go over and give World War 40K a try. The missions are different. They're paced more for the hobby player instead of the tournament player, and opens everything up for a breath of fresh air in terms of gameplay. So, as always, we appreciate the time you've spent with us today here at the Maelstrom, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time.